Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from Logsdon Brewing Company out of, I forget their actual town name, Hood River, Oregon. I can't remember if I've done Logsdon beer on the channel yet or not. I don't think I have, but I may have done one possibly. But I'm pretty excited for this guy because this is definitely one of their classics and one of my favorites. But I haven't had it in a while, so I'm excited to try it and see how it's been aging. This bottle is from April of 2016, so at this point it's about 2.5 years old. But I know, if anything, this has just gotten better. So what this is called is Saison Bretta. So this is just basically their wild Brett Saison. It says specialty organic farmhouse ale is the description, but it says organic farmhouse ale brewed with small batches. Traditional farm brewery has historically made hundreds of years. Unfiltered balls naturally re-fermented, carbonated with select yeast strains, producing fruity and spicy flavors that are balanced by hops and a soft malt character. Special Brettanomyces yeast provides added dryness and crisp complexity. For the most satisfying results, pour in a proper glass and leave the yeast sediment at the bottom of the bottle. So I disagree with that because I like the dregs in my pour, but I'll save that for later. Let's crack it. And also, this is 8% ABV, so it is kind of like a super Saison. All their stuff is a little, in my opinion, a little too high in alcohol. Like, it doesn't take away from the beer, but there's just no need for them to be as strong as they are, because a lot of them are between 8 and 10, and they don't really need to be there. But and their stuff also has a pretty decent history of being pretty carbonated. Sometimes being gusher. So I will say, if you ever have anything from these guys, make sure that the ball's properly chilled, because I've opened ones that weren't and they gushed all over the place. It's not a guarantee, but I've seen it happen with their stuff a lot. So they're always very. I mean, they're obviously bottle conditioned. They're all pretty lively beers. So, anyways, as you can see, it pours a nice opaque. It's nice to see something opaque that isn't cloudy anymore, that isn't Imperial Stout. Nice opaque, darker golden color with a pretty fluffy, about finger's worth of white head. So, there's a lot of like drying Brett aroma. I would say it's kind of like that wet hay Brett character. It's kind of like Brett Brux and Lambicus, maybe. It does have a little bit of that like dry apple cider aroma. A little bit of lemon juice, and also there's a little bit of like minerality that I get with some mixed culture Saisons too. So. Interesting. So yeah, I feel like this is even drying out more now than when it was fresh, which makes sense. When it was fresh, I remembered it being a little more tart than this. It is more along the lines of a traditional Saison, but that's, not a bad thing by any means. It's just not as much as, or not the same as I remembered it. It is pretty dry. It's very effervescent, and it has the carbonation is like prickly on the tongue, but it goes away very quickly. It is up front. It's fruity. A little, like I said, a little bit of that apple juice, or dry apple cider. And then after that, it kind of folds into like a little bit of a funky, cheesy bready character. That's Brett with two T's. But it is a little like bready in the finish as well. There's a little bit of a grain quality to it. Overall, it's a really, really nice, what I would call quasi-traditional Saison. So it's not, it's not like DuPont, but it's not like a sour either. Excuse me. But it's very, very easy to drink. It does have a very, very slight hint of tartness as well, but it's very mild. It's like just enough to keep it from being sweet. But it is, like I said, it's very drying and has that Brett funky bite at the end of it. So if you like dry Brett beers, you will absolutely love this. If you're looking for like an actual sour, like acetic or lactic acid, that's not what this is at all. But for my opinion, this is definitely a buy. I actually got this at a good deal too. They were trying to clear some shelf space, so I got it for half off. It was only like $4, I think, $4 or $5 for this bottle, which for this quality of beer, I think is absolutely a steal. But even at the regular price, like $8 to $10, I still think it's worth it. I would buy it. It's just a nice American version of like a traditional Saison. It's really, really good. I don't think that I would do anything to change this because I think it does exactly what it sets out to do. It's not supposed to be a sour Saison, mixed culture type beer. It's just a dry Brett, grainy, earthy beer, which that's what Saisons traditionally were. So I think they definitely hit the nail on the head with this one. But I do have other ones of theirs to review, so I look forward to doing those. They do some things that are actually more in the sour realm on top of like these Brett beers, and they are absolutely fantastic. So I can't wait to review those too. Yeah, that's all I got on this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.